Welcome back, everyone. We are now about to hear our first keynote of the day, which is going to be held by Tobias Rothacher, who is going to share his expertise on what helps green startups grow. Tobias is the Deputy Director at Germany's Trade and Invest team for energy, environment, and resources. Germany's Trade and Invest is the economic development agency of the Federal Republic of Germany, and with its over 50 offices in Germany and abroad, and its worldwide network of partners, is really there to support both German companies that want to open up shop in markets across the world, as well as companies looking to set up shop in Germany. So Thomas, in his keynote today, is going to share why Germany is a great location for your green smart startup. Over to you, Tobias.
Thank you very much, Geraldine. Thank you very much for this nice introduction. I hope my slides are visible. Are they? Yes, they are. Yeah, so as Geraldine said, my name is Tobias and I work for Germany Trade and Invest. We are part of the Ministry of Economics in Germany. And yeah, as you said, one of our main tasks is to support with our more than 50 locations worldwide, international companies like you to enter the German market and to participate in the development here. So what do? We help companies with market entry support, make sure they learn everything about tax and legal aspects, find the best funding and financing options in Germany. And last but not least, that's actually our core competence, is to find the most optimal location according to your needs for any company entering Germany. May it be for an office or more complex projects where requirements are there for a manufacturing site. Just to illustrate that, here's an example of an international startup company that we were happy to support in the last years. You might know this company because they were at SET Award in the last years and actually also won an award there. It's the company Annaptor from Asia, and they are making electrolyzers, small modular electrolyzers. And we were happy to meet them shortly after they were founded in the year 2018. And it's quite an illustrating success story of an international company in Germany. As many companies do, what they did is to enter the German market firstly with a small business development team, for which they found a great office in Berlin back then. And then they really started developing the project, building up the company, entering several industry networks, and they were even able to make a reverse IPO by the end of last year in Germany. So this is now an international startup which was successful in Germany and is now even stock listed in Germany. So even that is possible for you when you come to the German market. As they grew further, it was then also time for them to enter into mass production, and they were looking for a site across whole Europe. Actually, we went with them through more than 130 site options alone in Germany, and we were quite happy that they found their optimal location then last year in NRW in Saarbeck, where they will start production eventually next year. So this is a hydrogen company, and why did this company enter the German market, and why do we in our energy department right now feel so much activity of companies, large ones, but also startups entering this market? The main reason, of course, is the German energy transition. Everyone knows it, German Energiewende. But as you see here on this chart, this development, the world is around 10 years old, so 2010, 2011, this energy transition was officially announced, but you can see here that it all started much longer time actually. It started more than 20 years ago with the first feed-in tariff systems that we had in Germany. And you could see when it all started in the year 2000, it really kick-started not only wind and biomass, but a lot of PV, solar energy, and other renewable energy generators. And yeah, as you can imagine, Germany is a quite densely populated country with many diverse industries which are quite energy intense. That is, for instance, the chemical industry, the automotive industry, the steel industry. And you can imagine that all of these big players, also the utilities, were not so big fans of renewable energies back then. But this actually then really started to change. And we are, as said, a big ship in Germany. And I would say then the year 2010, when solar and wind really demonstrated what they can really do and how this industry can scale, that was the moment when this big ship Germany really changed course into a future of more renewable energies, of more sustainability and less CO2. And as you can imagine, it's a big tanker and it takes quite a while for this ship to turn. But once it turned, it really is strong and has a big momentum now. So we have almost 2 million decentralized installations right now in Germany, mainly solar, a lot of wind in the north. And this development just continues, and we are even accelerating it in Germany. We are exiting nuclear power by the end of next year, and we will also exit coal, probably, very probably, much earlier than the currently advised 2038. So this puts a lot of pressure on our grid, and we must right now really accelerate the expansion of renewable energy generators in Germany. And you can see that we did quite well in the last 20 years. That was what you could see on the slide so far. So we increased the share of renewables from 5% to around 46% in the last 20 years. So that's 40 percentage points. And as you all know, technically, the next 40 percentage points that we will need to do in less than 20 years are technically much more complex and much harder to do. And that's why we need international startups like you with their innovative ideas to participate in this development and make the German Energiewende a success. We need to have more flexibility in our grid. We need to expand battery storage demand-side management. We need to expand the grid as such and also make it smart. And last but not least, we want to couple even the heating and the transportation sector to our electricity system. So for us, what that means is that we see a lot of activity, particular in the sectors that you see here. So the generators, they will grow tremendously. In absolute numbers, the share of renewables, 60% means a lot of more generation because we couple heat and transport. We see right now that the rollout of smart meters is really taking off and getting really fast. And we also see that battery storage will be installed much more in the future. Companies like CATL, big manufacturers, are already settling in Germany. And as said, also on the consumption side, since we will also electrify heat and transportation, this will translate in much more heat pumps to be installed in Germany. Electric vehicles, as you know, are already booming in Germany. We have Tesla here, that's a big industry player and a lighthouse project for us that this company produces in Germany. And of course, this drags along a lot of infrastructure. EV charging systems, which also will be smart, mostly in the future be bidirectional and also equipped with some energy storage device. Many companies are active in these fields. And what I didn't mention here, but is a huge topic, is of course also hydrogen. As said, we are supporting companies in that field already. And also the topic of carbon capture and utilization. To sum up, this is my last slide. I would just like to invite you. That's our offer from the German government to you. It's free of charge. We would like to support you and give you a deep individual market understanding tailored to your needs. We would like to help you to screen funding and financing options in Germany. Find the best location for your company, as we did in the past with many other companies, and make sure you have a smooth market entry. All of that, as said, is free of charge. And in this afternoon, we have at 2 o'clock a dedicated workshop together with our financing specialists to tell you everything you need to know about your market entry to Germany, and we would be quite happy to see you there. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for this keynote. I'm sure that's super helpful for a lot of the people tuning in from across the globe, and I hope some of them will pick up your advice. It is now time for, I'm very excited about this time, for the first set of pitches that we're going to hear in just a few minutes. So we're about to welcome the finalists in the first 3 categories: clean energy generation, energy distribution and storage, and smart mobility and transportation, here on stage for them to pitch. And I am leaving the stage in the hands of 2 excellent colleagues of mine, as the pitch session is going to be hosted by Julia Pattberg, the principal of Set Ventures, an investment firm looking for smart energy businesses, and by Sebastian Heidmann, partner at Extantia.